Well, the Sidecars, as they're known, and very, very brave people. Only a small field of four vehicles, but the Avon City Suzuki one. Then those guys, kind of a car, bike unit, number 27 with Dave Annan and Warwick Demmicks. Very, very quick. Unit number 79 with Graham Harris and Colin Grace.
Yep, and then we've got Alex McDonald and Kay Matthias. And these, you know, a lot of these guys will be using this as a bit of a shakedown. I know Dave Annan's going to be doing the Nationals there on the yellow and blue machine on the inside.
And they're up and away, and obviously the swinger, as he's known, trying to keep a very, very low profile and try to get the centre of gravity as low as they can. But look at them as they move around, as they go down towards turn one, and how they hang out to try to make sure that that wheel doesn't lift. These guys, exceedingly brave.
Well, it's I've had plenty of opportunities to go on one of these, Rob, but I don't think I'm up for it. I just don't think I'm, you know, having some of these guys holding the handlebars, and they're a trick machine. They've got basically like car slicks on them, car-type tyres, and a different, obviously you're not leaning over, but you are using that body weight there as a counterweight, and they go through the infield here. Just hanging off the outside there is Dave and Warwick. And there's Warwick, of course, he was racing their bucket there earlier on that we saw fizz out at the sweeper.
Yeah, look at this. There's some very interesting racing here because this is close. As I said, a very small field, but it's going to be looking as though it's going to be very, very close. Swingers obviously vitally important for the whole balance of the bike.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you just couldn't go around corners if you didn't have the swinger there. So he'll just hang off there and lean onto the inside of the bike as they come through the carousel there and down into the right-hander.
Some of these bikes, of course, are really quite old. The black one is exceedingly old, built by one of the main supporters of this style of racing. But that is a very, very modern and pretty much up-to-date one, that number 27.
Exactly, yeah, that'll have the, I think that's the LCR that Dave runs there. It's a carbon fibre tub and chassis with all sorts of trick suspension on board there, and it's running a GS 1000 engine, you know, like what's in James Smith's bike, Rob, that sort of engine.
But as you say, they're going out through flat tyres, like car tyres.
Exactly.
So obviously you don't have the roll that you do on a two-wheeler.
Well, obviously, you know, you're powering two people instead of one. You've got a lot of body weight and stuff there, and you know, a bit of a scrap going on here as they go down into the sweeper. And
hello, we've got a brand new leader out there too, so they have got to swap the lead, which is very interesting. As I said, 4 units, and yet they are really, really, really close.
Well, that's Alex McDonald and Kay there, just taking the lead away from Dave and having a look around there. They might be having a bit of playtime, these guys.
They can't believe they're out front, I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
So just watching the swingers and how much importance there is and making sure that the balance of the bike is right. Their weight, obviously, very, very important. Tucking in low.
Keeping low and not falling off the back, Rob, and that has happened.
And then swinging out, you can see how wide they go. They're sort of like yachties when they're coming around a
exactly the same principle. Exactly the same principle.
And then over the back of behind the rider as they swing around the right-hander.
Exactly.
And then
you'll go to the other side. So on the right-hander, leaning off to the right. Just any weight is obviously going to give them a corner speed advantage. And then Dave will probably have a look through there, but you've got to obviously allow the fact that these are a bit wider than a bike, you know.
Well, they're quite a lot wider.
And there's Harris just had a quick look through the inside there and snuck through there on them. But these guys having a bit of fun out here and just mixing it up for us.
But it's a very high-speed fun.
Well, exactly. And
once again, you can see that they actually have a handle in the middle of their tray, and they also have a handle above the wheel, and so they swing from one to the other. And obviously, if you miss the handle, you could end up making a name for yourself.
Well, you could too. Well, it's great to hear your operations manager Terry going to go out for a bit of a spin on Dave Annan's machine at lunchtime. Cherry. So she might. That'll be an interesting experience. We'll have to We'll get an interview with her after that if she can still speak, Rob. We've heard it might be, Cherry, that after this
Now, she's a woman of her word, so she'll be out there. Look at that, 4 abreast almost as they're going down, definitely 2 abreast, swinging in totally different lines. But when you're racing like that, I guess it's you're trying to line yourself up to do exactly what we've just seen, which is superb. Now, bearing in mind that these are very, very different machines, you've got the very, very modern ones as well as some of the less modern ones. And, of course, the other thing is to find a swinger who is, in fact, able to anticipate exactly what you're going to be doing if you're the main rider.
Well, just talking about Cherry doing a lap out there, often a lot of the good swingers are girls. You know, they're nimble and they're fit and a little bit smaller. And I know that some of the top teams, the best teams in New Zealand, have got girls swinging on the sidecars, and the combination seems to work well.
Well, I think they're absolute heroes. So, I mean, look at how far that guy's leaning out. And he was actually very new to the sport. He's only just been in the sport for a very short time. Colin Grace.
Colin Grace, and with Graham Harris riding. Of course, Graham's sponsored by Supercuts and Morehouse Ave, and Harris Pipes is his thing. He makes exhaust pipes for a living. Brooks Transmission and Chains, they look after him as well. And they're just having a bit of fun out there today. Lovely Canterbury day to be out racing, and it's just... We're just lucky in the city, aren't we, Rob, to have a racetrack 10 minutes from town?
Oh, to have Powerbuilt Raceway so close and so accessible, and what a magnificent job the Canterbury Car Club does in preparing it. And, you know, they're talking to the New Zealand V8 drivers who were racing here last weekend. They say that as far as they're concerned, they don't know much about Hampton Downs yet, but they are absolutely thrilled to be able to race here because of the facilities that present themselves.
Well, you know, and I think that goes the same for Motorcycling Canterbury. We're just really proud to be part of the whole Ruapuna Powerbuilt complex. And
the hand for the swinger coming out, so you stay back there. You don't need to stay where you're put.
Yeah, I don't think Dave Annan's the sort of guy you want to try and hold at bay for too long. He's like a terrier on steroids, Rob. He gets when he wants to go, he wants to go. So, and Warwick is passenger there.
So this is in fact the last lap, so that's probably why that he will make a break for it. But we thank him indeed, because he's got a very, very quick bike, and we thank him indeed for putting on such a wonderful show.
Well, Dave's been doing a lot of work over the series, just getting the bikes sorted out, and they are, you know, quite a difficult bike to maintain. You've got a lot of load on the engine that a normal motorcycle wouldn't have, like on the clutch and the transmission and stuff, just due to those wide slicks, you know, where the bike might wheel spin and give the transmission and clutch a bit of a break. The traction of those slicks means that all that load just goes straight back through the chain and into the gearbox, and they get a hard time, particularly the clutch. And Dave's been working on getting all that sorted out and getting all the aftermarket parts in there to make it reliable for the season.
So there they are. They're the leaders, and once again we thank him indeed for making a race of it. But obviously when the last lap flag came out, he did want to have a wee bit of a play and actually give it as much as he could.
Oh, well, these guys having a bit of fun today, and
good shot there, because you can actually see the tyre and see the width of the whole thing. And, you know, as you say, the transmission having to get out through a tyre that wide and that sort of weight.
Well, the Suzuki 1000, and probably the two motors, the two choices are the GSX-R 1000 like Dave's running here. And so nice, comfortable one today.
The way it's done.
Dave Annan and Warwick DeMox. The Warwick there just stepping off the bucket and onto the sidecar.
A very, very close finish as well for first, second and
Looks
third.
like Graham Harris and Colin might have just got that one there.